Okay, this video is going out to JonPaulPrime and one of my customers who spoke to me recently, going on about how wonderful my bread making videos were. Yes, this is a video about bread. Don't unsubscribe, just either sit through it or just stop this video and wait for me to bring out the next one, okay? Because, you know, I cover a wide variety of different subjects, anything from the weirdest of the weird through to the sort of like more serious of the more serious. But today we're talking about bread, and today I'm going to cover a buckwheat flour. I have tried using buckwheat flour for the first time ever, okay? I've tried lots of other ones. Of course, you've heard about sorghum, you've heard about gram, you've heard about rice, but now this is a buckwheat. And I used a very simple recipe, namely 4 cups of buckwheat flour, 1.5 tablespoons of arrowroot, 1.5 teaspoons of a gluten-free baking powder, and the rest of it was soya milk to bring it up to basically a dough. Strange thing about it is that when I poured the flour into the bowl by itself, it was very light, probably lighter than any other flour I've played around with. Much finer as well, so it seemed. But when I added the soya milk, it went really glutinous. I mean, it was a proper gloopy, glutinous type dough. I wanted to turn it into a batter like the rest of them because the rest of the breads required like a batter consistency. But this time, it didn't really want to do that. It wanted to stay doughy, so I left it halfway between dough and batter, really. Shoved it in the oven on maximum at a temperature that was way up at the maximum. And this is the result I got. Unlike all the other breads I've tried, this one's actually got the little air bubbles which you normally see inside a proper piece of bread. Okay, it's actually got that. Structurally speaking, it's still very dense, as all these breads seem to be. I can't quite work out how to lighten it and make it quite so soft and fluffy without dramatically increasing the raising agents and thus making it a bit too sodary and salty. Colour, grey. Flavour, sweet but not too bad. Again, thinly sliced, it's okay, it's definitely edible. The crust came out very differently, unlike a crust which would open up and then break. Okay, it would break when it was cooking. This one stayed domed, but also developed a thin skin on the outside of it, which I think could just be a bit of extra soya milk, which had like dried and crisped. Flavour, it's edible. You know, it's a bread-like thing rather than being a bread. So my next plan would be to dilute the buckwheat with a touch of sorghum flour or possibly rice flour to try and make it a little lighter in consistency. Possibly use maybe a bit of carbonated water in the mixing process to try and give it a bit of additional buzz and lift, and see where we can go from there. But you know, it's cooked, you can eat it, you can probably live off it, and I'm going to have a few slices of it for toast in the morning, fingers crossed if I still think it's okay. You know, you never make a final decision about a bread, I think, until you've like finished eating it and waited a while and seen how you digest it and how you really enjoy it afterwards, basically. So that's where I am now with bread. Still very doughy, but on the other hand, it looks bready. Probably be very good with a jam. Get myself a sugar-free, gluten-free jam or something. Just some pureed fruit, maybe that would do it. And that's what I've done so far. That's today's experiment. Is there somewhere in the world or the universe a perfect life of bread that doesn't cost the earth? Those are good for people who've got allergies? I don't know. I guess we just gotta carry on looking.